Hey everybody, welcome to Colorbar, and we are back in studio. I'm still here with Betsy Davis and Francis McMahon. We ran out of time, so we are continuing the conversation. So as we kind of wrapped up, we were kind of talking about, the future of print and its legacy and what going into 2026 and beyond really looks like. And I think we kind of even left it off about really talking about the next generation, what it means, how we mentor, how we learn from them, what that looks like going forward, as we move forward into this new year and beyond.
Well, and I said this to Francis, that this is why we love him, is his comment about one of the things that he's dedicated to doing at Tech Now is creating a legacy for the next generation of the family that developed Tech Now. And so all of us are having that conversation about how do we keep this industry. And I love the fact that you also said this is not the end, but rather the beginning. Kind of gave me a little chill bump moment on Colorbar. Yep. But the next generation has to be here to make that happen, to keep us going. So what are your thoughts on, what are you seeing? You talked about Sierra and her, we had those people that just have that special talent that we're excited about keeping it going. But what are you guys talking about on your teams about the next generation and what that looks like? And
yeah, well, it's still a tough conversation, I think. I think what's important is the expectations of the younger generation is different than it was when we all entered the workforce. They want to come into an organization where their values are aligned. And they want to grow and they want to learn. It's not just about the paycheck. And they want harmony, maybe not balance. Balance is
harmony.
But they want harmony in their life. And they want management to treat them as a human being as opposed to an employee. And treating somebody as a human being means you have to know a lot about them. And in order to know a lot about them, you have to spend time with them and you have to listen to them. And if you do those things, those people will be attracted to your organization and they will stay. So there'll be retention.
Well,
so Sierra, as we talked about.
An investment. Sorry, I was saying it's kind of like an investment. If they're going to invest their time, they want you to invest in them as well. And I think this conversation that we're having now is long overdue. And I think very timely. I mean, we've talked a lot about what they're looking for and being valued and kind of taking a very different, holistic, cultural 360 approach to your life, which work is a big part of that, but very different from, as you mentioned, to when we all entered into this industry.
Very different.
Very different.
And remember when we entered, in order to make it to a manager, a director, or right there, you have to go here first, here second, and here, and there was no skipping, right? You
didn't skip, right? Yeah.
This generation is not interested in,
they want to go straight there.
Yeah. And they want to go fast. So we've got to figure out a way to get them educated and get them to the places they want to go faster than we do. And we just have to accept that. It's not you can't, it's how do we? How do we go figure that out?
Yeah. I talked about talking on an interview with Peter Van Teesling about this very topic. And one of the questions was, what is that friction? How is our generation accepting this? And how are we accepting the changes that are going to happen in order to be able to do that? And there is some friction. There is some fear. Fear was one of the words that I use whenever I think about, people being able to accept having to change how we manage and moving more quickly and having not a path that looked like what our paths look like. What are your thoughts on the friction part?
I'm experiencing a lot of that right now, so it's really interesting you're saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, so I may digress a little bit here. If I do, just bring me right back.
That's why we're here.
I'm walking into a new company with people that have been doing it a certain way for a very long period of time and have been successful, quite frankly, doing it that way. However, we have an aging workforce. We need to bring younger talent in. Technology is changing dramatically. People have become complacent. A lot of people are relying on technology to form a relationship, which instead of being out and understanding, COVID created some of that, but I think it's made us a little bit lazy. But you got to be out. And change is happening faster than maybe it's ever happened before. And you're going to have people in your organization that either embrace the change or don't. But you want to try to help the ones that aren't getting there get there. You want to do that. And I call it on the bus. Either they're going to get on the bus or they're not going to get on the bus. But the first step is trying to earn trust, build that trust, get them on board. But if they can't get on board, similar to my Canon story, right? I just couldn't get on board. I need these people not to just stick around and create a negative environment for the rest, and to bring in people that want to have kind of that drive. But you have people, and it doesn't make people bad people, but a lot of people are set in their ways. Look, we've been doing it this way. It works fine. We don't need to change. And that's not going to work real well.
But then you have the next generation coming in and going, why do you do it that way?
Yeah.
Boy, I mean, but I said this, I kind of love it. Like, I kind of love being set back on my heels a little bit and being forced to stop and think. And you made the comment about what's your next plan? They're going to force us to figure out what the next plan is, because they're fearless too. They don't care who you are. They're gonna call you out and ask the questions and
they do
put us in our place. And I kind of love it.
I love it too. See, but Betsy, that talks a lot about your leadership as well. You're willing to accept the things you don't know, and you're willing to change. Not everybody is willing to do that.
Yeah.
And the more people we surround ourselves, the more we can learn if we're willing to learn. And this next generation, I take a walk with my son almost every night when he comes to pick up his dog, when I'm home anyway. And I get an education during that 25 minutes. I'm getting what he's thinking and and I'll ask him questions. And, I never really thought that would happen the way that it is, but man, am I learning. I'm also learning. I'm getting older. I'm willing to accept the change, but I'm also, there's going to become a point where I'm probably going to just have to move on, right? That happens. I think that happens.
Just gonna have to. One day, Francis is just gonna be at a Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah,
just doing his thing.
This is it.
Are we bringing the VW bus back?
I'm waiting for the new electric versions to get a little more reliable and go a little further. But yes, we will have one of those as soon as we can get one.
Nice. All right. I like it.
Not an old one, because I'm not mechanical. I'm
not mechanically inclined, so we're going to have to skip that.
Yeah.
So you talked about regressing. I want to make you regress a little bit again. One of the topics that's come up a lot on Colorbar has been leadership from a holistic perspective, coming at it from a focus on wellness, mindfulness. And I know that this is something that's very near and dear to you, to Monica. It's one of the other things that I feel very connected to you on. But you talked and you kind of brushed over it a little bit whenever you were leaving Canada, that there was a mental and a health component to some of that decision.
Yeah.
Do you comfortable talking about that at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, when you feel like you can't deliver to the people you love most, which are my customers and my employees, it creates a wellness issue where it's keeping you up at night. Your heart's racing faster. You're not eating correctly. Your stress levels just go way up because you're so connected to it, because you care. Right? When you really care about something, and you feel powerless. And I had entered a world of, I'm not in a position any longer to do this. And it took a toll on me mentally and physically. And the physical part wasn't fun, I can tell you that, but I was coached that maybe you should just try to do something else. But it's real. And I didn't need that to happen to me to know it was real, because I watched it enough in the workplace. But the only way you can really see that it's happening with an individual is to know the individual. And everybody's different. So you have to have a connection with your employees. You have to know people, what they do, what their life is, the things that motivate them, the things that encourage them. And when you do that, you can see where different people are. And, burnout's real. Like that's a real thing. And it's bad for corporations, right? Because high turnover, negativity. So they're not helping move change. And the overall turnover that comes with it and having to replace these people isn't good. And if you want the younger generation, you have to show that you care about them and you're going to give them that harmony I talked about earlier. So that's, I don't know what else to say about that, but if you really care about your people, you're going to have a wellness program. You're going to be checking in on them. You're going to take all the time you can to listen to them and to understand who they are as people. And if you do that, the whole thing works. And I've been fortunate. I've had some really wonderful organizations, but you got to care about your people.
Yeah. And I was saying this other day that wellness isn't, from an HR perspective, having your step, the contest of who gets as many steps, or the biggest loser contest, all those things that used to be the wellness. But it's different. I mean, to your point about knowing the people and recognizing when we need to sit down and have that, are you okay? What can we do as a company to help you conversations? Those are going to have to happen more and more. We just had Stephanie Glanzer on Colorbar.
Dr. Romy.
And Dr. Romy. Dr. Romy, who wrote The Busy Brain Cure, and talking about how we have to change how we're starting our days and how we're ending our days, and to put the phones down and to take that time of quiet and to take the time of personal time is becoming more and more important, and we have to stop at some point. I was telling you before we came on today that I remember when I left Consolidated Graphics, similar vibe. Like, I just looked at myself and was like, I am becoming somebody that I don't recognize or like, or that I don't feel well, and had no idea what my plan was going to be. Obviously, it's worked out fine.
It's worked out well for you, yes.
I think it came up with Dr. Romy, and it came up with Stephanie Glanzer too, that burnout is real, but we oftentimes don't listen to it until we end up in the hospital, or we end up super sick or something. And so I think we all have to just start really listening to ourselves and also paying attention to our employees to create these environments.
Well, it's like
of health and wealth.
It's like coming out of the closet in some ways too, because it's frowned upon. So
I think
it's a weakness.
To our generation, go
ahead, Kim.
No, I'm sorry. We were just, because when we were talking about this on one of our episodes, and I kind of was joking around, I'm like, I can at least speak for me, it was kind of like the pull up your socks, grind it out, suck it up, go to work generation. I mean, there was not a lot, there was not a lot of warm and
fuzzies.
There was not a lot of warm and fuzzies, and so that was, from like holistic and like all these topics that we're talking about, they weren't really out there when we all started. And the fact that they are all very much talked about now. We also communicate constantly though now, which I think is a bigger shift.
Yeah.
With just when Stephanie had talked about like the 6-week sabbatical,
the
that
intermission.
The intermission that people at a certain level have to take, and it's to empower your team to be able to make decisions and work on your behalf, because that also grows them and develops them. If you're constantly there and always managing or leading from the top down, then the people under you, aren't going to be able to fully maybe recognize their own potential or blossom. So just looking at, the leadership, how you incorporate wellness, and then how that really helps to build better teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody could have said it any better than you just said it. And I joke, we just hired a new HR person from outside the company. And in the US, and again, there's a lot of great people at Tech Now, but the culture very much is, 24/7 work, and it's frowned upon. Taking a day off, working from home, vacation days. I've heard comments, somebody comes in at 8:30 and it's like, oh, glad you're working half a day. And people are proud when they come in at 6 in the morning and they stay till 6 at night. It's like, and that's not the culture
Yes.
that's going to
Yes.
foster growth.
That's
No.
right.
It's not the culture that's going to encourage these young people to come into our company.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, by the way, these people are going to, that are doing this are going to burn out. And I'm finding that they're the ones that are very tactical when I need them to be leaders. Or they're doing, but they're never really thinking about.
There's no strategery going on.
Zero.
No strategery? Oh, dear Lord.
Because it's not valued.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the cultural shift.
There's a Francis McMahon culture
That's it.
moment about to happen.
We're in process.
Process.
We are definitely in process. And again, it goes back to the bus. Either you're going to embrace where we want to get to or we don't. But I joke with our HR person. We've inherited a company in the U.S. This isn't true of all of tech now, but in the U.S. that very much still is living back in the late 80s in the way in which we do things. And it's just not going to help us progress into the future and allow our company to grow and have that legacy for the next generation.
Yeah.
So I forgot that I even wrote this down, but it's perfect. I had written earlier today, you're great about building a strong culture. What's your special sauce?
Caring. So I am not the smartest guy in many areas. Like I am not that smart. I'm well educated, very well educated. And I've had a lot of great mentors, but I'm not that smart. But I'm smart enough to recognize talent, and I'm smart enough to know the things I'm not good at. And I'm smart enough to know what the business needs. And I'm smart enough to build a structure and get those people in and allow them to be the people that they are and not be the smartest guy in the room.
Right. I never want to be the smartest person. If I'm the smartest person in the room, we have got big old problems, let me just tell you, right? I want everybody else to be in that room and me to do whatever I need to do to help them succeed. It's like, if I'm it, the ship's going down.
Well, and you made a comment about joining Tech Now and how you're learning again. And I've made this comment to a couple of CEOs that I've worked for over the years that my heart goes out to that role a lot because you have to find those opportunities to lean in and still learn. And everything is kind of always feels like who do you have to lean into? Where do you find your opportunities to learn? And so whenever you have yourself surrounded by people that are really good at whatever they're doing, and for you to have the opportunity to learn from them is important.
It's really important.
Yeah.
And I'm in that phase now. In fact, I built a 90-day plan when I came into Tech Now, and really the first 60 days, it's almost like you're doing nothing. That's what it appears to everybody else, but you're not doing nothing. What you're doing is you're listening, and you're trying to understand and embrace the way they do things and why they do them the way that they do, as opposed to coming in and saying there's a better way. Because in hindsight now, going back after 7 months, there's a lot of processes and capabilities we're going to keep, but there's a lot of new that we need to bring in and change, right? That needs to happen. But in order for us to grow, like I said, we've got to get out of this paradigm. If we want to attract this next generation of people, then change is key. But the culture is the empowerment, the getting those people, as you just pointed out, Ken, these people that just know better than you, and to bring them in and allow them to take risk and give them the decision-making forum to do what they need to do, give them a voice, and let them hire the people they need to hire and let them move on. And then just to make sure that you're bringing everybody together so we're all kind of working and learning together. So the beginning is the values. That's where the whole thing starts. So we didn't have a value system, a formal one. So I got the management team together and we built our value system. These are the values. And everything starts with the values. The brand is about the values.
Sure.
So if I want these people to bring Tech Now and Sit out, what does Sit and Tech Now stand for? We have to decide what that stands for. So we built the values together as a team. We brought those, we included the entire organization in building those. And then the mission, getting everybody tied to what is it we go do. And then the vision, everybody wants to, especially the younger generation, well, where are we going? Like, it's great.
What's your plan?
What's the plan?
What's the plan?
And if you want me on this bus, I don't want to be going over here and then over here, and I don't want a flat tire. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Set that, and then get the strategy together, and then really figure out the structure. That's key, and I'm working on that now. That's taking me too long, by the way. I'm confused still by some of the structural things I need to do, and then get the right people into the right jobs, and to make sure the right people first are the ones that adhere to the value system, and then make sure that they know what the goal is and what we need to do. That's where we're at right now, anyway. That's the secret sauce, I guess.
No, I love it. And I have to imagine if we were to have this conversation with you a year from now, we'll love to hear how that transition is going and what impact it's made on the business.
Right now, not so good. And it will.
Yeah.
And the reason it's not going that well yet is,
Change is hard.
Yes.
We'll just boil it right down. I said, like I
Thank you,
said,
Kim.
I'm not the brightest bulb. I'm really not.
Well, it's you got to earn trust.
You got to earn trust. Yeah.
And I can't earn trust in a 7-month period. Why would
Right.
these people trust me? And then, what do they see? What are they experiencing? Well, first off, let's be sensitive to all these people at Techno in the U.S. Their leader of, I think it was 25 or 35 years, left. And now this new guy comes in, right? So
Who are you?
Right.
totally disrupted their world, right? Asking a lot of questions. Why do we do this? Right? And changing things and bringing in new people. That doesn't help in building the trust, right? So why would they trust me? I have to earn that, and that takes time. So once we get to that, and it will happen.
Sure.
Once we get to that, and if we talk a year from now, we'll be there.
Yeah.
And it's slowly happening, but it's going to take time. They don't know me. Why would they just trust me? And I'm blowing things up now. Now I've been there long enough. Now it's like,
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
yeah, if you're on, we're leaving.
Yeah.
That
If you're not on-
innovative, hardworking part. I
Yeah.
talked about the genuine and humble. Now
The
this
innovative,
part,
yeah.
this part comes right behind it.
Let's be honest, I'm competitive as hell. We're going to have #1 market share.
Oh yeah.
We're going to win. All right. We're going to have more customers than we've ever had before. And I expect to have the highest performing organization with the very, very best service organization.
I was
in
gonna
the
say
industry.
service team
Period.
is gonna be stellar. I know.
So if you're all up for that, let's go. But I'm not waiting anymore.
Bus is leaving.
Yes. And some people are hanging out of the bumper right now. I'm like, are you getting on or not? let's
LFG.
go.
Oh my gosh.
LFG.
Yep.
So we
I
keep
like it.
talking about change,
Yes.
AI. You mentioned this briefly last episode. How are you starting to see that impact? I mean, you guys are a manufacturing production company, but obviously it affects marketing and affects all the pieces of our business. How are you embracing that? How are the teams embracing it or not?
Did you mean I'm not looking at me when you said
Not.
not?
Not
Are
embracing
you
it.
not embracing
embracing it.
AI, Kim?
She's getting much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting much better.
Yeah.
I've
When I-
used it. I've used it.
You used it today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
used
gave
it.
him the nickname Big G. She started to warm up. She was like,
That's right.
now it's like a
Well-
person.
Well, now I'm hanging out having a drink with Big G, and it felt, more
Felt
natural.
better?
It felt
Okay.
more
All right.
natural.
For all of you who don't know, Kim's more involved with these show dogs and doing those things, and they could care less about AI or anything else. So Kim could care less.
But Francis
too.
is still very disappointed that one is not sitting
One is
beside him
not
on the
here.
couch,
I just can't believe that's even happening.
I
Shame
know.
on you, Kim.
I know.
shedding on his beautiful sweater that he took 2 years to find and
I
purchase.
know exactly.
Found it. I
That we
hope
love.
everybody's admiring the sweater out there. too.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you
It's
very,
very
much.
nice.
I like Betsy's a little better.
Yes.
I wouldn't
My
look good in
blanket.
it.
Your
I
blanket.
don't
I
know.
would get teased if I wore that. I get teased for this.
I like this one.
I like it. Yes.
So AI,
Yes.
couple maybe points of AI. Yes, #1. Yes.
Okay.
And I think the biggest thing for all of us today is we should not be fearing AI. We should be embracing AI. And I think we've got too many leaders out there trying to push it away because they don't understand it. So we got to understand it. From the technology point of view, automation, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Sandy Alexander and the rest of all these printing companies out there, automation is key, right? There's so much pressure on the margin.
Yes.
And we're talking way too much about, in the industry, about top line growth. Top line growth is important, but we also have to be talking about how we're going to have scalable, repeatable margin growth.
Mm.
And automation allows for that. And AI is an enabler to automation, technically. But as Betsy pointed out, it's also an enabler of everything we do in marketing and really the way in which we embrace our work. And this younger generation, right? They're going to come in with all these ideas, but they're the ones that are going to come in and help us embrace ways to do things more efficiently, so that the leadership can stop being so tactical. So what I believe is going to happen with AI is it's not going to replace people. I think what it's going to do is it's going to allow the people to spend more time being more analytical,
Thank you.
more strategic, and put us in a position to lead the people that we have versus focusing on these tasks that can be done in a very different way. I think that's what's going to happen.
I yesterday had, this is such a dork moment for me, but I kind of love it. One of my best meetings, and I think I had 7 of them yesterday or something, was with one of our finance guys, one of our head of our data team, and one of our newest hires, who's our technology sales engineer, but he is obsessed with AI. And we have struggled with forecasting. And I swear, I spend way too much time in spreadsheets and like trying to crunch data. And I spend all the time doing that versus analyzing it, being strategic with it. What is the data telling me that we need to shift to make us better? And boy, we got on that call and Logan immediately goes to AI. We immediately how do we automate this? How do we make this a process where now I just get data that I can sit and do something with versus me spending way too much time in my little brain crunching data. But every conversation we have with Logan now, it starts with AI. I can figure this out with AI. There's a platform we can use for regardless of whether it's estimating or forecasting or marketing or how we're using HubSpot or whatever it is, he immediately goes to AI and I freaking am here for it. I love it.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I've had an assistant for 35 years.
I need one of those.
But I don't have one. And that's okay. But so what am I going to do? So what I did was, I'm like, you better get educated. So now I probably still need an assistant, but I'm doing much better. And I'm doing much better because I found ways to become more efficient by utilizing AI tools to help me in my day-to-day. And it's knocking out a lot of the tactical. So I can do more analyzing of data. I can build my strategy. I can lead the team. But we've got to figure it out. One of the things we're going to do is I'm going to put the whole leadership team through training. So the average age in my organization is above 60.
Okay.
All right, so I've got some work to do there.
There's something there.
Succession planning and managing the talent. And, I got a lot of people who are going to retire here in the next few years. And
going through that right now too.
I got to get them trained up as well as I possibly can and then prepare for the next generation to come in.
Yeah, we're going, sales continuance is a topic for us all the time. Our top guys are ready to go live their best lives and go find their VW van and go live in it somewhere.
I'll go with them.
There you go.
Yeah, our press operators, our everything, our top account managers, our production managers, they're all, so yeah, we're dealing with the same thing. But
and that's what I need to hire for is a skill. Right, that's the skill's leaving, and how do you replace the skill?
That's right. But we did start, which I was proud of us. Last year, started an AI committee.
Oh, you did?
We did, and what I thought was going to happen, it was like, it'll be all of our tech team. It'll be the Irwins and Aarons and Rafis of the world, and next thing you know, there's somebody from our finance team, our HR, our marketing. Yes, tech, but our GMs of the teams. So it was really fun to watch so many people embrace it and be ready to figure out how we really utilize this to make us a better company.
I'm going to steal that.
Yes, steal.
And so I'm gonna, after this, I'm gonna ask you more questions about that.
Yeah.
But that's a really good idea.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited to see where we take that this year, continue to build upon it.
Well, and the conversation has changed, or maybe because I'm using it, I don't know. But no, but AI was like one of our first topics that we talked about on Colorbar, last year. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was like such a, I would say, not in its infancy as, it being out there, but just how we were first starting to talk about it, and our guilt of, if I use this, does this mean I'm cheating? And how do I understand it so I use it? Am I using it responsibly? And so even from where we're sitting now, where we've come in like 12 months, and the conversations and what we've learned from it, and then how to put that to good use, that allows you to focus on the things that, okay, I didn't spend all day checking a box. I had something else that helped me check the box, which allowed me to go forth and conquer and build, create, or do this.
Yeah. I would be interested, but since Tanya, you're not here, but you're here in spirit. One of the things we talk about a lot, and a lot of the marketers that we've had on have been talking about the authenticity, and what your role as chief marketing officer as well, beyond just president at TechNow. So how TechWow, pardon me.
TechWow.
Pardon me.
I love this tech wow. I think that tech wow is, I'm stealing that too. I think that's an important.
But I would
That's going to be your advisory. That's going to be the advisory board. It's going to be the TechWow team, and it's really going to take you forward.
Let's go.
It's TechWow, yes,
Okay.
TechWow team.
Let's do it.
Trademarked here today.
There you go.
Trying
Absolutely.
to get on that before Tim does it.
Yes. But I would be curious what you and Tanya talk about, because you guys have done such an amazing thing as a partnership for so many years with things like Think and the advisory councils. But how are you guys using it? How are you staying authentic to your voice and that when it comes to the marketing side of the story?
It's a great question. First off, I think one of the reasons, to be authentic means you have to be a bit vulnerable.
Yep.
And a lot of companies don't want to place themselves into a vulnerable position. So I think authenticity is so critical to building your brand, but I think that's why it hasn't been embraced necessarily as much as it should be. So Tanya's working on a project right now to update our website. She's working on a new CRM system along with Cindy Cummings. And AI is a big component into not only building it, but it's also analyzing the data that we have. That's another piece that's going on. And then also the responsiveness. We don't want to take away from the engagement with a customer from a personal perspective, but there has to be a way to respond to them faster with information that's more relevant to them. And by utilizing AI, sometimes it's doing some of the thinking for us that we didn't think to include. And it allows us to provide a more valuable message back to the customer. So if I look at TechNow in general, we're using AI in the most rudimentary way to help us with emails and better communication, to help us with analyzing information. It's helping me when people send me a 3-page email and I don't have time to read it.
The old summary tool.
Provide me with a summary.
Yep.
And sometimes, quite frankly, going to the smart thing, I don't understand what's been sent to me. So I'll read it 5 times and then I give up. It's like, wow, why would I read this for a 6th time? This one email is taking me a half an hour.
Never to understand. Yeah.
There's 300 more. Like, this is taking, AI, please summarize this thing for me and help me put it in plain English.
Yes.
For the C- student.
Exactly.
And so these are the rudimentary things. But again, Tanya's taken it to the next level and then going back to Emanuela and Italy and R&D, they're taking it way to the next level and building in the technology for more innovation.
Love that. I was saying to somebody the other day that I did something with Big G, as we call him. And there was her, I don't know, whoever's behind there, response was, "Oh, and this is so Betsy," because I had, typed in all of my stuff and said whatever and asked what to do, whatever. This is so Betsy, in quotes. I'm like, oh Lord, this thing knows Betsy, which is a little scary.
Yep.
So what's important, I'm glad you brought that up. So what's important for people that are using it, the Jack Lackens of the world, are probably like, what's this AI thing?
I need to meet Jack.
It's important to register.
We're forwarding these episodes to Jack pre-release.
He is the most wonderful giving man on the planet.
Adore
And
him.
there's a lot of people that are wonderful and giving, but like he is, like I love Jack. That's why I can give him a hard time.
He's a ton of fun.
Yeah, he's a ton of fun, right? But for guys like Jack, but the trick is to make sure you register for whatever tool you're using, because it'll keep a log of things that you've done, and it gets to know you, so it can sound like Betsy. All right. And so when I pull up things now, when I first started using like ChatGPT, which is the most simple of tools, it wasn't sounding like me. You could tell it wasn't coming from me, so I'd have to edit the whole thing. But as it got to know me, the communications became very much, they're from Francis or from Betsy.
Yep.
So I just encourage everybody, register, pay the money, so it keeps a database of you and who you are.
Yeah. Anything, so website, CRM, what fun, like, what's up, whatever you can share. What's up your and Tanya's sleeve marketing wise? Anything fun yet that we can know about? Ooh, no.
Yeah, there is. In fact, we just finished our marketing planning meetings recently, and what's going through my head right now is if I disclose something, am I going to hear about it this second?
We can edit it out. You can tell her, and if we need to edit it out, we will.
Yeah. So, she's got a campaign that she's going to launch. I'm not going to. Can we do a Colorbar 3?
Yes, of course we can.
absolutely.
And maybe it's with her or not me. I don't know.
Okay, we'll give Tanya.
She's got a campaign, and she's all excited about launching her campaign.
We don't want to steal her thunder. I get it.
I don't know though, Tanya. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's cool as TechWow, but. She's probably going to kill me for that too. But
all right, we'll bring Tanya on. Actually, I would love to have Tanya on and just talk marketing. She's brilliant.
She's great.
Okay, that would be fun.
If you guys are willing, I'd have Cindy with her too. Cindy's
do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
marketing communications genius.
Let's do it.
I've worked with Cindy since early HP days. She taught me how to market. I have a degree in marketing, but man, she taught me. She's the one that taught me.
I don't think I've ever met Cindy. I don't think. So
Cindy,
love it.
Cindy, HP person,
Okay.
Brilliant HP person. Got her on my team. Luckily, I don't really know. She taught me marketing communications. My first staff meeting, I took over the team, and our first slide was a sinking boat. I'm like, wow, that didn't make me feel very good, but we came around from that. Went to Osage Cannon. Cindy came with me.
Okay.
In fact, my genius marketing team came with me from HP to Cannon. And it was Tanya, it was Cindy, and it was Kim Gambarini. So the three came over, got us
Kim.
up and running. Yeah, Kim's awesome.
Yep.
She's another one that just taught me a ton about what marketing is. So they came over, but these are just, they're like you, right? They're just marketing to the core, and they're really good at it, like you are.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, they're fine. Okay, so noted.
Noted. Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as we wrap up episode 2, have some rapid fire. Rapid fire, pure Francis. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What has you fired up?
Oh, what's coming has me fired up again. I don't think this industry, I think we're at the beginning, we're not at the end. And I'm excited for that, and I want to be a part of it. And I can't wait to get to D-Scoop and talk to all the people about how we're going to do that together, and go to Think and talk about to them how we're going to do it, and go to ING and talk to them about how we're going to do it, and go to Rico's big event coming up soon and talk to them about how we're all going to do it. Go talk to Ken Ingram about how we're going to do it. And even though I'm competing with Andy Fetterman, and I love Andy, by the way, that was the only bummer of taking this job. Now I got to compete with a partner.
Mueller, yes.
Oh, he's a super guy, right? And Daniel Ernie's another super guy. I mean, I can go on and on and on. The guys at EMT are great, Mike Harold, and but all of us working together to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
We should be excited for what's to come.
I love that. You are fired up. I love this.
I like that. Yes.
Okay. Fast forward 5 years. What's happening?
Oh, I think going back to the print is life, I think people have figured out that print's really important. And print has made this resurrection, and this younger generation is going to take it to a place none of us have thought it could go. And I think that when we look back in 5 years, that's where we're going to be. I don't know if I'm going to retire in 5 years or not. Maybe it's 7, maybe it's longer. But that 5-year mark, I think, is when we're going to see some huge change from the people that we're mentoring now.
I want you to stay for at least 5+ because I want to see what Tech Now looks like in 5 years. Tech Wow.
Tech Now is going to be a pretty amazing place.
That's right.
Tech Now is going to be a pretty amazing place in about 6 more months.
I love it.
Tech Now is going to change the industry January 1st, but I can't talk about that just yet. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for episode 3.
Yes, yes. So we've talked a lot about leadership today, and you being one of the best that we know. Advice for the next generation of leaders.
Well, it goes back to the humble. Be humble. Look in the mirror and know the things you're not really good at. Understand what those are. Surround yourself with people that are better than you. Have diverse thinking. Don't have the people that are always going to agree, but align. When it's time to align, they all need to align. And get to know people. Have a level of compassion. It goes back to one of your very first questions about what I learned from some leaders. But get to know people. Have a level of compassion. Provide harmony. Give a safe environment. Allow people to take risks. Don't tell them how to do something. Tell them what needs to get accomplished, and let them go create.
Let them go figure it out.
Yeah, and all this magic, as I love to call it, will just kind of happen. But you've got to empower the people to go do it, and allow them to think and create. And your job has to be meaningful. And if somebody's just telling you what to do all day, it's not very meaningful. So I think, seek all that is still unsung. That's like one of my favorite verses from a Grateful Dead song. There's so many songs that are still out there. And look at the catalog of music that we have today. How could there possibly be another song, right?
Right.
There can be.
Absolutely.
And all these new artists that come out, like our print industry is the same thing. It's an evolution, just like the music industry, and just don't be complacent. And if you find yourself being complacent, figure out a way to get out of it, because that will spiral you in a bad place, to a place you don't want to go. But that's the key.
Okay, you totally just kind of lay up use a little basketball term here, because I felt it from you just now. So we're on Colorbar. So living in color, what does that mean to you?
Oh, living in color is experiencing all the things that you don't think are possible to experience. And it's about breaking the different layers. I believe there's layers in your mind, and there's this back layer, and you don't stay in the front. Keep breaking through the different layers of creativity and let it out. And it's there. And find the people that will allow that to happen, and surround yourself with those people, and go to the places where you can feel free. And when you can do that, you can create what nobody else has thought of. And that's why I'm so excited about the industry. I think we're at the beginning. We're not at the end.
Oh,
So good.
I know. It makes me want to go work.
Let's go.
I don't say that very often. No, I'm just teasing.
Where's the bus?
Where's the bus? I want on the bus.
We want on the bus.
I want on the VW electric bus with Francis.
Absolutely.
I'd love to be on there with you. But the cool thing about the bus, maybe that's another important point, is there's not only one driver. Everybody has to take turns driving, and some people are reading the map, and others are doing what they need to do. But everybody's got to play a turn. And as a leader, know when not to lead.
Yes.
Know when to be the follower, and that's okay too.
That was going to be my last question. If you had any final statements for the audience, and I think you kind of just gave it.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to top that. We might.
On episode 3.
On episode 3.
Well, let me leave you two with this. I think
Please.
You're both just brilliant people in our industry, and I think you're making a lot of change. And I think this platform that you've provided is helping. And this is the type of thing we need to keep the conversation going. So thank you. And I'm just so happy I got to spend some time with you right now.
Oh my gosh,
This is great. What a
thrills
great
me.
way to start 2026.
Wonderful way to start 2026. Thank you so much
Yes.
for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
both.
you. Appreciate it.
And go just be Francis.
Thank you. I will.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm sure everybody has loved seeing one of the people we love so much. Stay with us through 2026 and see what else we have to offer. Appreciate it.